This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and it's yoga time. We're going to look at two Lenovo yogas. This is the ThinkPad yoga, the new kid on the block, or the even newer kid on the block. Both of these are quite new. And this is the Lenovo Yoga 2 Pro. IdeaPad line, ThinkPad line. A little bit more expensive, some higher end amenities, fantastic display, and available at every consumer store for a bit less money. We're going to look at them now. It's the battle of two Lenovos and two yogas at that. Either way, Lenovo wins. They're going to be happy if you pick either of these. So, hey, good times for them. Right here we have the Lenovo ThinkPad yoga. The ThinkPad is Lenovo's business line. Right here we have the Yoga 2 Pro, which is a part of the IdeaPad or consumer line. Both of these have overlapping features. Obviously, they both have the yoga hinge. They both go anywhere you want in 360-degree rotation. You can use it as a tablet in presentation mode, intent mode. This is a 12.5-inch display machine. This is a 13.3-inch machine. Now, the big difference here with display technology is, well, first off, they're both really nice displays. This one is IPS. This one is IPS equivalent. 1920 by 1080 full HD here. On our Yoga 2 Pro, we have the famous 3200 by 1800 resolution display, the same one used in the Samsung AtiveBook 9 Plus. Samsung actually makes that display, so even higher resolution. Now, one thing I'll say is I think 1920 by 1080 and 13.3 inches or less is plenty fine and high enough. Everything looks really nice and sharp. And thanks to Windows 8.1 scaling, things are controllable at the desktop. For example, this is at 125% scaling. This is at 200% scaling, our IdeaPad yoga friend over there. So you see how much scaling is involved to actually keep the icons a manageable size and to keep text readable. I would say if you're reading text, you will notice a bit more sharpness on the IdeaPad Yoga 2 Pro, but still, it's so very sharp on this, I wouldn't worry too much. You get a bit brighter display here, 400 nits versus 300 nits on the Yoga 2 Pro. Also, for those of you who need the digital pen option, Wacom digital pen digitizer option is available for our ThinkPad yoga. Typically, that's something we see on ThinkPad machines only. That is not an option on the Yoga 2 Pro. Both of these have backlit keyboards that are really, really very good. ThinkPad keyboard, generally speaking, always wins for a better tactile feel and travel. It's very nice. Not that the one on the IdeaPad Yoga 2 Pro is bad. It is actually a very nice keyboard compared to the competition from other brands. It's really hard to beat an actual ThinkPad keyboard. Same thing goes with the trackpad. Boy, this is like as good as a Mac trackpad, which says a lot. The one on our IdeaPad Yoga 2 Pro is good, very good, but not quite as good. In terms of materials, the machines are quite different. ThinkPads are known for their metal roll cages inside, magnesium alloy finish right here, soft touch finish, very business looking. You know, some people love this. ThinkPad people think that the evolution of the raven black minimalist look is attractive. Other people might find the IdeaPad good looking. Now, the IdeaPad has mostly plastics top and bottom. It does have an inner metal roll cage on it. It's available either in silver like this with black contrasting or with orange and black contrasting. This has a little taper, something Lenovo's been doing with their IdeaPad line. Tapers are popular, so there you have it. If we put them spine to spine, you can see that the Yoga 2 Pro is a little bit thinner. It's also a little bit lighter. According to our digital scale, it is 6 ounces lighter. So not a huge difference, but you might notice that in your bag. Obviously, the 13-inch model is going to have a bigger footprint, but it's not really much bigger than the 12.5-inch. In terms of ports, you also get some higher-end port amenities. Here we have two USB 3.0 ports. There's one on each side. There's one over here. There's another one over here. SD card slot full size, micro HDMI. Controls, both of these have controls on the side in case you're using them in tablet mode, so you can use the power button and the volume controls on them. And this also has Lenovo's one-link connector for a dock. So for those of you who really want a dock and you want a first-party dock, something that's made by the actual manufacturer, this $119 one-link dock would be an attractive choice. Now, there are third-party docks otherwise that you can use with a variety of laptops, so there are choices for your IdeaPad model over here as well, but this gives you USB 3.0 on the front, audio on the front, 2 more USB on the back, wired Ethernet full-size HDMI, and a power adapter. With our Yoga 2 Pro, we have our controls on the side, as I mentioned again, USB 2.0 port, combo audio jack right there. On the other side, same rectangular power connector, USB 3.0 port, micro HDMI, and there's our card slot. Both of these have batteries that are sealed inside. That means you have to unscrew all the Phillips head screws if you want to actually service the battery. It doesn't have the kind with the latches, so you can just swap a new battery in on the road. RAM is soldered on the motherboard for both of these. This uses a mSATA SSD drive, and this uses a 2.5-inch, more common form factor SSD drive. While the IdeaPad Yoga is available with just single-band Wi-Fi 802.11bgn, with the ThinkPad you can either get single-band Wi-Fi 802.11bgn or you can get dual-band Wi-Fi AC, both being Intel brand network cards. As we mentioned, with battery being sealed inside, both have 4-cell batteries. Battery life is pretty similar on these. With our Yoga 2 Pro, we've been averaging 6 hours. If we really push it and are conservative with our energy management settings and drop down brightness, then we can get closer to 7. That's kind of pushing it. With the ThinkPad Yoga, we average 6.5 easily without doing any aggressive power management whatsoever. If you are aggressive, you could probably bring it up to about 7.5, so about a half-hour longer battery life. That's not enough of a difference to really make a difference. Both of these can do tint mode, tablet mode, all that sort of thing, obviously. Now with the Yoga series that are IdeaPad members, the keys always move, which can be disconcerting when you hold it, even though the machine is going to ignore them. So you're not going to accidentally input anything because it knows to turn off the keyboard. With the ThinkPad Yoga, it has the lift and lock keyboard, where the keyboard frame bezel around here actually lifts up to become flush with the keys, so it feels like a flatter surface, and it locks the keys so they don't really move. So it doesn't feel as weird and squishy. Probably the keys are less prone to getting broken off, though the Yogas in general haven't had a problem with that, but there's a difference for you right there. A little bit more rugged, a little bit less disconcerting feeling, but in either case, when you're using these in tablet or in presentation mode, the keys are going to go right down on the table. A little harder to pick up crumbs when your keyboard bezel comes up flush, at least. The Yoga 2 Pro is available with 4th generation Intel Haswell Core i3, i5, and i7 CPUs. The ThinkPad Yoga is available with Haswell Core i5 and i7 CPUs. Same CPU options on both of those for the i5 and the i7, just doesn't go as low for the ThinkPad Yoga. You can get either of these with 4 or 8 gigs of RAM, and they both come standard with SSD drives, 128, 256, even 512 is available as a built-to-order option on the Yoga 2 Pro. Probably we'll see that coming up on the ThinkPad Yoga soon. Now, pricing on these is going to be a little different. ThinkPads are always a little bit more expensive. You're paying for the higher-end build quality, all those sorts of features. So this guy starts at around $11.99 for the Core i5 with 4 gigs of RAM and 128 gig SSD. That is the non-Wacom digitizer model, just the standard 10-point multi-touch full HD display. Now, our Yoga 2 Pro starts at $9.99. That's the price you're going to find at Best Buy. Lenovo's own website price is going to vary. They have sales all the time. A little bit of a moving target pricing, but that's the same Core i5, 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gig SSD. So you're going to be spending $200 more for the ThinkPad Yoga. So who are these two for? Really, I mean, obviously the ThinkPad Yoga caters to the business professional and the traveler, particularly because this is a fairly light machine. The Yoga 2 Pro is a consumer machine. That's where you're going to find it in Best Buy and all of the consumer electronics stores. But that doesn't mean that a business user couldn't use an IdeaPad and a home user couldn't use a ThinkPad. Obviously, it really depends on what you want in terms of screen size, in terms of durability, in terms of keyboard quality, how important that is to you. ThinkPad Yoga is going to win a little bit there. What about that display resolution, though? I think that's something that's particularly flashy to consumers. You're going to get that crazy high-resolution display on the Yoga 2 Pro. Really, in the end, it comes down to which features matter most to you and how tight your budget is. More USB 3.0 ports on this, business build quality, fancier display, higher resolution that is, with a bit higher color gamut too on our Yoga 2 Pro. Wacom digitizer here, no Wacom digitizer there for those of you who need an accurate digital pen. Here we have the optional one-link Lenovo dock, not so for the IdeaPad line product. So that's the Lenovo Yoga 2 Pro versus the Lenovo ThinkPad. And you know what? I want both of them. Either way, you're getting a really nice machine. Hopefully now you've narrowed it down. You see what characteristics they have and which one's going to suit your needs and your budget best. Again, both really fine machines. You're not going to go wrong. I'm Lisa from Mobile Tech Review. Be sure to visit our website to read the full reviews of both of these products, watch our video reviews of each of these products, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.